And we are live, and thanks for everybody coming out tonight. David Hollingsworth here, www.holliworks.com, and Chapter 5 of Get Out the Door has been posted tonight. And happy to be here, happy to be seeing you as much as I can see you online. You can see me, but for most of this is one way I get to talk to the camera, and hopefully there are people out there listening. But I'm excited to be posting the latest chapter tonight and look forward to talking about it and sharing some ideas and sharing this experience as all of us learn how to tell our stories and talk about our own journeys. As I said earlier, Chapter 5 is posted. We have the previous 4 chapters are available on the site. So you can go to www.holliworks.com and start with the most current chapter, work your way back to Chapter 1 if you haven't been able to keep up so far. The plans are to post a new chapter every week, and I look forward to hearing your comments and your feedback and sharing your stories as we all figure out how to tell this journey. It was an interesting weekend. This past weekend, I went to my 40th high school reunion. And it's funny to see how far we've all come and to connect with friends who I've not seen for a long time and enjoy spending time with them, sharing stories about how we grew up, what things we remember, what things we have to be reminded of. And it was a lot of fun. One of the things that people did was to share pictures of what we looked like back in high school and even back earlier, and trying to figure out who looked like that then and what they look like now. For the most part, I was able to spot people right away and they were able to spot me, but sometimes we'd look at each other a little bit until they started talking or I started talking, and then after a little bit of prompting, we could figure out who each other was, and all the years seemed to melt away, and that was a lot of fun. Got to meet some teachers that I had not seen since graduation, and share stories of some of the pranks that I pulled in class now that the statute of limitations has run out on most of them, and we were able to share a laugh about that. So that was exciting as well. The other thing that was interesting was flying back and forth, because I got to fly in a little bit early, spend time with my parents. And whenever I spend time with my parents, I'm usually spending some time fixing mom's computer. And it's always a challenge. I sometimes get myself in over my head and try to fix things that aren't even broken. This time was no exception, because in addition to fixing things that I knew were broken, I seem to always introduce some new sort of complexity into that. So mom had a hard drive that went bad a couple weeks ago, so I sent it off to a local company to fix. They did a great job, got it reinstalled, but I had to reload Microsoft Office, got that done. And then I couldn't find my mom's webcam. I thought, it's got to be around there somewhere. And I kept looking and kept looking. And then I finally decided, a webcam is only $20. I'll just go buy one and reinstall it. So I ran off to Target, ran clear across town, came back, installed the webcam. And as soon as I did, I noticed a cable running behind the computer. And there was her old webcam. So mom has a spare. And got that fixed. So had that working, and then started working on making sure that her monitor was set up properly. And as I was adjusting her monitor, the stand broke off into my hand. So evidently I don't know my own strength. So I had to run back across town to buy her a new monitor. I was fortunately able to upgrade her from an old 20-inch monitor to a 24-inch monitor. So not only can I see it, she can see it too. But I had to buy a new monitor. Then I had to buy new speakers because the speakers were integrated into the old monitor. And some things are like that. You think you're fixing one thing and you're introducing all sorts of new problems. And that's always a challenge. I had fun with that. And then coming back from Indiana back to DC, I was coming through security, and I was lucky enough to qualify for global entry and pre-check a few years ago. So usually I don't have to take off my shoes. I don't have to take off hats or whatever. I just go through, put my computer through the x-ray and walk through security. This time when I walked through, I stepped through the x-ray machine and heard a ding, and I got selected for enhanced screening. That was fun. I got pulled over to the side, had to pull all my belongings into one place so I could see them. And then I got to get to know the TSA agent a little bit. Well, actually, he got to know me a little bit more personally than I cared to. But I was thoroughly screened for any security issues. A friend of mine felt that I should have had music to go along with this. And I thought about it for a minute, but I didn't want to get arrested. So I just went along with the game and got screened and went back to my seat and waited for the flight. But made an uneventful flight home. Came home, made sure that the latest chapter was updated and ready to go, and was able to go on from there. But it's exciting to talk with people that I haven't met in a long time and share memories that we shared together. And in writing the book is to go back 15 years to see what was happening then, how much of that I remember now, and how much I need to go back and jog my memory, or go talk to the people that I experienced this with and share our experiences and find out how their experience may have been the same or different than mine. And sometimes I uncover facts that I seem to have forgotten, or things that were more serious than that I might have thought at the time. But the book's coming along, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far. And if you have comments, let me know here in the Facebook Live or on the website or on Facebook, and I'll be happy to get your feedback, because the more feedback I get, the better the book's going to be. Right now, scheduled for about 30 chapters, and I've got them all outlined. And 5 of them are posted on Facebook Live or Facebook Now at this point. And I have the next 7 chapters are all written. So almost halfway. And I expect that I'll be finishing up writing by the end of July, which is also exciting. At that point, we'll still be doing Facebook Lives and posting a chapter every week. And then once I get to the end, I'll be doing a little summary Facebook Live and getting your feedback. And then the book will come offline. So make sure you're keeping up with the reading every week, because all the chapters will come down once I go into editing. Because it's enjoyable to write it, but I also want to make sure that I have a professional editor making sure that the story comes across the way I'd like it to, and that the message that I'm trying to share with the audience makes sense. Because in the end, the story is about me, but I want the experience to be about the reader, to make sure that they're drawn into the story and that the lessons are universal enough that the reader can get something out of it, because that's the whole point in telling the story. So think about the stories that you have to tell. Who is your audience? What's the message you're trying to get across? What are the things that you really want to say? At the high school reunion this weekend, I got to find out stories that my classmates didn't share at the time, because they may have felt self-conscious about it, or they may have felt that other people might judge them. But over time, that judgment tends to fall away. And you're left with, what do I want to say? And is that valuable for someone else to hear? So I would encourage you to tell your story. Find out what the big ideas are behind your story. And make sure that what you've learned you can share with others. So, Chapter 5 is up. Chapter 6 will go up next week. I look forward to seeing everybody here on Facebook Live. If you have comments, put them in the thread below or the thread off to the right. And if you have comments on the content itself, let me know on www.holliworks.com or here on Facebook or private message me. I am all ears in learning to hear what you have to say because that will make the story better. Until next week, tell your story. Find out what the big idea is behind your story. And most importantly, get out the door. After that, everything else is easy. We'll see you next week.